Bro, I ain't gonna cap. Like, my lips is ashy. Oh my God. All right, we gotta get this going. Hold on. Don't be thinking anything weird while I do this, because this is intimate, guys. If you guys admire your hygiene, not having ashy lips is probably S tier, okay? I don't think there's anything better than not having ashy lips. Can we agree? Well, you guys might not agree with that. I mean, a lot of y'all don't even take baths, so it's like, why would that ever even come across your mind? Who takes baths? I take showers like a grown... Bro, you don't take either. Stop lying. Never cracked out a shorty with a crusty lips. Dog, bro, I've done that before. I'll be like, hey, baby, let me get... And they be like, put that CarMax on. They be like, hey. What's up? This format sucks. Dog, look, the format doesn't suck. You just don't know how to beat it. But today, Big Daddy Cali is going to teach you how to beat the meta decks, okay? I'm going to help you out because, help is needed. If I had to pick a particular deck, the deck that's the elephant in the room, let's actually start talking about an engine first. The Ishizu cards. I knew that Ishizu would be thick. I knew that she's the sexiest, and there's no debate. Ishizu is the sexiest mama in Yu-Gi-Oh! But I didn't know she was gonna be this good. If Yu-Gi-Oh! Had like Akiza cards that were good, Yusei cards that were good, we'd all have a better day, right? Because at least if you're getting clapped up by a Ishizu card, you're getting clapped up by a Ishizu. Come on now. Ishizu cards? Oh, he doesn't know. So briefly, there are 4 Ishizu cards. 2 of the Ishizu cards basically saying when they're sent from your hand or deck to the graveyard, they allow you to send the 5 cards from both players' decks into the graveyard. The other Ishizu cards allow you to shuffle in 3 cards from the graveyards back to the deck. That's either player's graveyard, but if you have a card named Exchange of the Spirit in your graveyard, you can shuffle in 5. The best thing about this is that you can literally control everyone's graveyard. You send a massive amount of cards to the graveyard. Then if they send some stuff you ain't like, you nah. Put that back, dog. Put that back. Dang, she gonna hit us with the Millennium Rod. I don't remember Ishizu having a Millennium Rod, but if that's how you want to write her in your fan fiction, dog, hey, more power to you. You want to get hit with the Ishizu's Millennium Rod? Sheesh. How the do we beat these cards? I'm all here for suggestions, guys. Ooh, Hunkmaster's Flex says Nekomani King. I like Nekomani King. Because if they send this card off of the deck to the graveyard and you play 3 and they'll send upwards to at least 10 cards, then you'll get completely in their turn. Nekomani King is insane. It's good. Those are good ideas. Bro, in my opinion, the best way to beat these cards, don't let them in the graveyard in the first place. Dimension Fortress is an amazing card if you are... if you can get to it. Dimension Fortress prevents cards from being sent from the deck to the graveyard in the first place. So there you go. You ain't got to deal with it. Dimensional Shifter is also a great card. Normally when a player plays Ishizu in their deck, they want to send to the graveyard, and Dimensional Shifter stops all of that. Dimensional Fissure and Macrocosmos are also phenomenal. If you activate these cards, then cool. They're not going to be able to get more Ishizu cards in the graveyard. And if you want to be spicy, you can flip Macrocosmos as Chain Link 2 to be able to banish cards from the top of the decks. One thing that I've also been noticing is that the runic cards are counters to the Ishizu cards. If you think about it, think about it, guys. The Ishizu deck, at the very least, can send 10 cards off the top of your deck to the graveyard. They've already drawn 5 cards in their hand. That's 15 out of 40, putting them at 25 on their first turn. Now, if they go through other search cards and draw cards, you can put them at a dangerously low count. The runic cards can keep banishing cards off the top of their deck. Not only does it mess with their synergy, you also can just deck them out. Just deck them out. Bystial is also pretty good if they're playing an Ishizu Dark deck, banishing those effects like Tearlamant cards and then summoning a Bystial. Pretty good. And Different Dimension Ground is cracked. But you guys want to know a really good card, like a card that destroys them? Bro, I love this card. Silent Graveyard. I told you guys to buy Silent Graveyard, my brothers. I told you to buy Silent Graveyard. Literally destroys them. Silent Graveyard can be activated on your turn or your opponent's turn, seeing that it got like the quickest symbol in the world. Silent Graveyard is quicker than me in bed. And I'm quick. Bro, I be trying to get to my PlayStation so quick, dog. She'd be like, oh, you 2 strokes. I'm like, damn right. Just like in basketball. Herald of Arclight is also a godsend Yu-Gi-Oh card against the Ishizu cards. Bro, it says any card sent from hand or deck to the graveyard is banished instead. I love Herald of Arclight against the Ishizu cards. It is incredibly cracked. I think we have a lot of cards for Ishizu, but what exactly do we do against Bystials? Bystial monsters can be special summoned by banishing light and dark monsters from either player's graveyard, but as an added bonus, if your opponent controls a monster, they are quick effects. This means that these are literally DD crows with huge booty bodies that also have more effects. Bystial Magnum. I say Magnum because I don't know what those are. See guys, I'm just like you. We're the same thing. I don't know Magnums. Y'all don't know soap. The reason why I got 2 kids, right? Bystial Druid's Worm allows you to send a special summon monster to the graveyard. Bystial Serenir allows you to be able to send a Bystial card to the graveyard. And Bystial Lubellion can summon itself to the side of the field and get you cards like Bystial Beast, Branded Beast, and also the Branded Spell card that I can't think of right now. Branded Regain, there we go. Let's talk about how to beat them. Cards that keep them from banishing? Yes, cards like Imperial Iron Wall and Chaos Hunter, I don't think are necessarily amazing Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but there's actually some applications for both of those outside of Bystials and in the format. 1, Imperial Iron Wall stops Cosmic Cyclone. It also gives Flu to meat.
We have the meat.
Just play Marine Cess. You know that is another way to play around Bystials, guys. You're right. If you don't play a lighter and dark deck, you essentially dodge the entire strategy. There are so many great competitive decks that aren't light and dark. Of course, you guys can go ahead and check out any of my Monday videos when we post them regularly. We talk about budget, rogue, and meta decks. Go ahead and pick one of those that isn't light and dark, and you already have an easy out the Bystial. The problem is that dark is the most used attribute. Then don't use it! The Bystial cards get significantly worse if you gotta banish your own stuff. They get ridiculously worse. Like, it doesn't seem like a lot, like, oh, you gotta banish his own cards, but it gets really bad. Like, you know when you get locked out of your house, right? And then it starts to get cold? You're like, oh, locked out of my house, not that bad. But then it starts to get cold, or you start to get hungry, or you gotta pee. My favorite one is you gotta pee, because once you get locked out, you gotta pee. You're like, well, here we go. Here we go again. It starts to get progressively worse. Getting locked out of your house and it starts snowing. This is why I live in Las Vegas. Can't lock me out and it starts snowing. Nuh-uh. You gotta think, look, y'all playing checkers, I'm playing chess out here. The ban list will stop Bystials. The ban list stops everything that you guys don't want stopped. How to beat Tearlamant. Tearlamant has changed just slightly, guys, just slightly since the last time we talked about it. As you guys know, Tearlamant are built on sending cards from the deck to the graveyard, which works really well with Ishizu. The best way to stop Tearlamant. Can you negate and banish Kit Kalos? Probably not, but that's like their biggest choke point, right? A lot of times if you can negate the effect of Kit Kalos and get rid of the card by not sending it to the graveyard with a card effect, you are on fire. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of negate and banish cards, so we might just have to scrap that idea right now. Cards like DD Crow are really good. The Bystial monsters are extremely good. What I suggest for beating Tearlamant is just to wait until they make their board and use a card like Dark Ruler no more. They're stupid susceptible to that. And then there's also cards like Evenly Matched, dog. Evenly Matched is like the bee's knees against them. I'm gonna link the sauce because I like you guys. Alpha Master of the Beast is ridiculous. Alpha Master of the Beast gets rid of whatever monster that they summon, whether it be Rue Kalos, Kid Kalos, whatever Kalos, going back wherever the f it came from, okay? And it doesn't activate the special summon. Rue Kalos can't stop it. It can bounce Rue Kalos back into the extra deck or any of the cards that, you know, you don't want on the field and won't trigger their graveyard effects. Tearlamant Crime is in the main deck. Dog, look, I think what we like to draw up in our heads is that every single time, every Tearlamant player will have every out that you've ever seen. That's not always possible. Summon the Gat in attack mode. Yo, you're fun at shootouts, aren't you?